Okay, so we want to look at this regular hexagon right here. And if I'm looking at this guy, I want to see, okay, I have this line right here. I have this one right here where it tells me that this bottom part cuts through this in half, and then I've got some point in the middle, X. So looking at this, I want to see that if I do any of the transformations in the list with this shape, does it make it so it has to map the hexagon back onto itself? Meaning, if I do a reflection over U, since this would be the exact same as this, that means that it would perfectly match up, so yes, the reflection would work. If I did a clockwise rotation about X at 120 degrees, I want to figure if that's true. So the first thing I want to do, I can see from here to here, it would map onto itself. So I want to figure out what that angle would be. Remember, we go 360 divided by how many sides there are, which is 6. So that gets me 60 degrees. So that means from here to here is 60. So if I go one more, that in fact is 120. So yes, that does work. And sorry, I just realized I went clockwise, but it works the same way if you go counterclockwise. Now, if you go clockwise 60, I just showed you, yes, that does in fact work. However, if you do a reflection across line W, this section over here is significantly smaller on this side over here. Meaning what happens when you rotate it is then you get this big side that comes over here like this. Excuse my poorly drawn hexagon. And then this would just be this little guy over here. So because of that, it's not true. We don't pick that one. And we go on to the next one. Okay. So if we look at this one right here, now we've got this pentagon. Hopefully it does this with the pentagon as well. Nope. Okay. It's not going to be as nicely drawn as the last one. But if we look at this guy right here, we've got this line that cuts through right here. We've got this line that cuts through right there. Please ignore my not super great art skills. But then we've got W and U. If we go counterclockwise around P at 300 degrees, we want to figure it out. So first of all, we need to figure out the angle of rotation. So to get from here to here, again, we go 360 divided by 5, which is 72 degrees. Now, if I look at 300, if I did 300 divided by 72, it does not get me a whole number. It gets me some fraction, and so because of that, I know that one does not work, so we don't pick it. Reflection across line U. This section's significantly smaller than the guy on the right, so if I do that, that's not going to work. If I go around point P at 120 degrees, now on the last one, that totally worked just fine. This one, again, because my angle is 72 degrees, it doesn't work, so I don't pick that one. Last one, reflection over W. If I look at this side compared to this side, it's the same, and because these would match each other right on top, that means, yes, I do have the reflection across line W. Okay, and then doing this triangle right here. When we're looking at this guy, oh my goodness, it only likes certain shapes. Okay, so it should look something like this. We've got this line right here that we're going to call N. We've got this line, M, and then we've got some point in the middle, Y. We want to know that if we do a clockwise rotation about Y, 360 degrees, if it'll land back on itself. Well, 360 just means it goes like this. So yes, that'll work. Reflection across line M. We see that this piece right here is not the same as this piece. So if we reflected it, we would get like this. Sorry for my poorly drawn picture. But it looks something like this, which it doesn't match. So we know, okay, that one doesn't work. Reflection across N, we see we have this piece, but this piece is the exact same. So since it's the same, yes, it would work. And then last, if we did a clockwise rotation from 120 degrees, we want to know if it'd work. So even though I didn't draw an equilateral triangle, that's what it's supposed to be. So if I went from here to here, I want to figure out how many degrees that would be. Remember, we go 360 divided by 3 because that's how many sides there are, which is in fact 120 degrees. So we know, yes, that would work. And sorry, I was doing it clockwise, but it's the same thing if it goes counterclockwise, which we can go ahead and check. And that's how you can identify transformations when it comes to a polygon.